Done.
Hi everyone, welcome to Go Classes. So before we start, please let me know, is the audio video volume, are we audible? Am I audible? Utkars, can you please speak so
Yeah,
that
what
we can
about me? Am I audible?
let us know? Please let us know. Both of us are audible.
Okay, we are live right now, or
Yes, we are live.
okay, okay.
I'm just checking the comments.
Okay.
Please let us know. Both of us, are we audible?
Yeah,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
sir. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So hi everyone. Uh, actually, let me tell you about this session. So it is very common thinking of many students that they think that the only way to go to these research institutes, the top research institutes of India, the only way is GATE exam or the GRF exam, right? But this is actually not true. And today we want to talk about one such exam, and that is JEST exam. Okay. So we have with ourselves JEST exam topper and my junior from ISC Bangalore. So his name is Utkars, and he's JEST exam All India rank 11, and he took admission in MTech research program in ISC Bangalore through the JEST exam. So basically, we wanted you to know about the JEST exam, all about JEST exam, the opportunities about the JEST exam. By someone who has already cracked it, who has already gone to ISC Bangalore using this JEST exam. Okay, so now I will request Utkars. Utkars, please, can you give your introduction to all the students?
Yeah. First of all, thanks a lot, Sachin sir and Deepak sir, for inviting me to this session. Yeah, hi everyone. Very good evening. My name is Harsh. I recently completed my MTech research from Computer Science and Automation IISc. And at CSA, I was fortunate to get advised by Professor Rahul Saradi, and I worked on area called as computational geometry. So just in 1 minute, I will tell you what was my work all about. So I hope many of you are aware of algorithms. So this is all about algorithms intersected with geometry. For example, on typical day, suppose on Google you query something like I want to find a restaurant which are having rating say greater than 4 and which are within 5 kilometers of my radius from where I'm standing, right? So this is the query where geometry is involved, right? Some sorting where geometry is involved. So this is a typical. This is something called as range searching query in terms of computational geometry. So more or less my work was related to this computational geometry and graph theory. And apart, like after ISC, like currently I'm working with Walmart as a software developer. And talking about Go, I'm associated with this Gate Overflow since I think a long time, since 5 years or so. So before, I think in 2017 or 18, they had like very good Facebook group, and then Gate Overflow site has excellent resources. And now I think Sachin and Deepak, both of them, they are doing very well in terms of coaching. So yeah, thanks a lot again, Go, for inviting me here.
Utkars, actually, I can say there is lack of awareness about this JEST exam.
Right, right.
And actually, I myself was not much aware. Actually, let me tell you that first time I heard about JEST exam was when I saw you in ISC. So,
Okay.
yeah, I want to tell all the students that I went to ISC in 2018 and Utkars came to ISC in 2019. So we met there, and at that time I got to know about this JEST exam. And for the first time, I found that there is another exam which can take you to ISC, because I was
Okay.
also under this impression that the GATE exam is the only exam which can take you to ISC. So that was my impression. But I really was very happy that there is another way, because sometimes what happens that if your GATE exam goes bad, it can happen. It can happen with the good aspirants also if you are preparing very well. But maybe in those 3 hours, maybe due to some reason your GATE exam does not go well, then also there should be some way to these top institutes, right? So I was very happy when I met you in ISC, and that's the reason to just, I can say, to spread the awareness about this exam. We are having this session with you.
Right.
So
Just one small correction, Deepak. If you know Yash from your batch, who was MTech research student, I think he also came through just.
right. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Y-
Anand Sir's lab,
right.
approximately.
Okay. So he's also from Jest.
Yeah, I heard of. Yeah, I think he's also from this.
Okay. So actually, I did not know about it because
Okay.
I think I talked to you about this exam, but
right.
other than that, I did not know.
Right. Okay.
Okay. But that's great. But that's good to know. So let's start in a sequence. Okay. So
Right.
yes.
Like Deepak sir, I have made a small document. Maybe I can go through that document. I have some points, and after that, if we can start with say some specific questions if students
Yes,
have.
definitely. Please share your documents. You can share it, right?
Right. So okay, this is not like I'm not. There is not much effort into making this document. Okay, I just got very less time. Just some points I've written which I want to just talk about. Okay, small document won't take like more than 10 minutes. Okay. Should I start going through it?
Yes, definitely. Please start.
Okay, so obviously, if we are talking about this chest exam, and this exam is conducted for two papers. First one is this theoretical computer sciences and physics, and also one more thing I want to say here is if you'll go to the center for writing the chest exam, and if you'll find a lot of crowd, don't worry. Most of them they'll be taking this physics exam. Only say 5% or 10% will be this TCS or your competitor. So even when I went back in 19, I saw a lot of huge crowd, and I was thinking, "Arey, isme top 20 or top 50 mein kaise aaye?" Right? But most of them will be for physics, so don't worry about that. Talking about this, what kind of questions are asked? There are two types of questions: objective and subjective. I think 25 to 30 objective questions were there, to the best of my knowledge, and part two will have, like, after some half an hour of break, there will be the subjective paper, second paper, and there'll be some 6 to 7 questions where more or less like proof kind of things, or write some descriptive answers. That kind of questions will be there. And yeah, these questions, the subjective questions, will be somewhat challenging than objective questions. So we'll go in more detail about this objective and subjective thing later, like which score is mandatory for ISC and so on. Like, for example, ISC only considers the score of paper one, the score of objective questions, and it totally ignores this. Whatever, even if you get zero in subjective part, that is fine. You can still get called from ISC. But maybe we'll discuss more about it later. That was just a high level idea. And then which topics question comes from? It is mostly from the theoretical subjects like, say, algorithms, discrete maths, automata, even combinatorics, linear algebra, probability graph theory, and so on. Obviously, it is not limited to these subjects only. You might get some one or two different questions, but majority of questions, 90%, will be from these topics. And what are the top 3 opportunities if you say score well in just? First one is, of course, IISc, if it is your dream. Second and third is IMSc and CMI. I'm very sure that some of you might not even have heard these names, IMSc or CMI. So that is why these questions, what are these institutes? For that, just let me give you a quick demo. Okay, I'm using my office lap. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So for that, we have something called a CS Rankings website. I hope you can see this page, right? Here I have. So basically, this website gives ranking to the top institutes based on the publication they have got. For example, here I have selected all the institutes in Asia region, and we are giving the ranks based on last 10 years publication, 2012 to 22. I've selected Asia only because I wanted to keep this list size small, otherwise it will be huge. So if you'll, okay, in this filter, I have applied theory filter. Okay, so for example, now we are just considering theory subjects, and based on the publications in these 3 domains, we have given rank, or they have given rank to these institutes. And if you'll see, IMSC is at 14th and CMI is at 18th. And if you'll go down that list, even many of these old IITs, if you'll see Delhi and Kanpur, they are they are behind the CMI or IMSC institutes. So don't think that if you have not heard of the names of the CMI or IMSC, they are not good. Okay, they are like top-notch institutes, and even if so, suppose if you are like very particular that say if you want to do research in say cryptography only, right? So if let's apply that filter, you'll see IMSC even above. So yeah, so basically these are like highly specialized institutes for uh, say for example, I have applied this logic verification. CMI is at number 5. Okay, so yeah, the high level idea is that these are one of the best institutes if you are interested in theory. So do not waste the chance if you are getting admission here. Okay, and again, ideally, what rank you should get in this JES exam? I would say try to get in top 20, because when I gave this exam, I think they selected top 50 candidates, but because of this COVID thing, because of the limitation on the resources they have in the COVID time, they restricted this number to 20. So basically, try to get in 20. If 50 is the limit, well and good, but try that aim to get in 20. And what all you should prepare for it. I would say many of you, since you are Go people, I'm sure that you might have gone through this standard textbooks, right? So maybe solving this exercise questions, right? CMI, for example, Rose and CLRS, they have a pretty good set of questions. Even if you go to some of the good universities websites, say MIT has some good course on algorithms. So if you see the assignment questions of those courses, you will try to solve it. That will obviously help. The most important thing here is that you should solve this previous year gate question. Okay, for all the theory subjects, if you have already solved once, just try to do one more iteration, because there is high chance that if not same, at least similar questions will be repeated in JEST exam. So this is like star very important point. And again, try to go through this very standard resources like CLRS, for example, for automata. Peter Lynch is there, discrete math Rosen is there. For linear algebra probability, you can go through Stang and Ross respectively, right? And also, while preparing for JEST, I came to know about this very good book. It is called as Discrete Mathematics for Computer Scientists. It is by Amott, Kendall, and Baker, and so this explains discrete mathematics beautifully, and it has a really good set of questions. If you'll try to solve the exercise questions from this book, it will give you the flavor of questions which we ask in subjective part for JEST. Okay, so this is again excellent resource if you are noting down. And then there is very good source, good lecture resource by MIT OpenCourseWare, which is this lecture series called as Mathematics for Computer Science. And here this professor has explained beautifully the way of proving proving techniques are there, right? For example, say proof by contradiction or proof by induction. So if some of you are very new to proofs, for example, in subjective part, you'll have to write proofs, right? So you can start with this lecture series where I think 20 to 30 lectures, and the professor in this playlist has also recommended some nice resources. So you can go through those resources as well. Yeah, so these were like some of the resources. And final thing, just like before quitting the short talk, I would say final advice for those who will be expecting ranks greater than 500 is, see, there are a lot of opportunities even other than GATE, right? For example, JEST, you got to know about JEST today. There is something called as ISI exam is there. Even CMI, I explained, right? CMI has their own entrance exam. So just try to grab these opportunities. If you are, GATE is not everything. So if you screwed up somewhere, just try to fill that gap by giving this exam. Yeah, that's all. So the only thing is that what you'll prepare now, that will matter. If so, forget about your GATE now. Start preparing newly, freshly, right? That's that's it from like my side. You can take the questions maybe now.
So, Utkarsh, that's actually excellent presentation. Particularly, first of all, now finally people will get to know about CMI and these institutes like IMSC, Institute of Mathematical Sciences.
Right.
So actually, very less people they know about these institutes. These are the top research institutes of our country, like other than the IITs. Okay, so IITs, we all know, everyone knows IIT, but there are some top institutes. There are some other brilliant institutes, beautiful institutes like CMI, ISC Bangalore. Like many people know about ISC Bangalore, but there are other like CMI, IMSC, ISI, TIFR. Okay, so like these institutes are very great. So definitely, if you get an opportunity to study in these institutes, maybe you can do PhD. If you are interested in PhD, you can do PhD from these institutes.
Right.
Like Utkarsh, let me tell you, our one student, actually I will not take the name, but one student from my batch who is, I can say, almost, people call him god of algorithm.
Okay.
You remember, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was so interested in, he has taken admission in PhD now. He has done his MTech from ISC Computer Science Department, and he basically wanted to go for PhD in TIFR. So that's the beauty of these institutes. These institutes are very great. TIFR, CMI, IMSC, ISI. So these institutes. Okay. So you have presented very beautifully that these are great institutes in the whole, I can say, in the whole world in terms of research publication. Yeah, thank you for that. And so almost all the points related to the JEST exam, Utkarsh has already covered. And in the last video, actually, Utkarsh, I think this automata was not mentioned in the syllabus, because I checked the syllabus of 2023 JEST exam. This automata was not mentioned. Other things were there.
Okay, yeah. I think that is based on my memory when I gave in 2019. So maybe things have changed since then, I think.
Right. So actually, to all the students, I just want to mention that the latest, according to JEST 2023, what is the syllabus? Very small changes. Of course, this automata was not there. I like, sometimes what happens, Utkarsh, that something is not mentioned, but still the question
it can come.
Right. So yeah, definitely, like because if you are prepared for the GATE exam, then you have already prepared this theory of computation, and that should be good, I think. Right.
But one advice would be they should study automata anyway, because IMSC has very good logic group, as I said. So the questions might come as well, because those professors only will be making questions, right? So there's no harm in studying it once again. If you have time, just go through it once again.
Okay. So now let me take some doubts one by one.
Okay.
In a sequence, I want to take some questions. First of all, there is very lack of awareness about this exam, but still you knew about this about this JEST exam in 2019. So can you tell me, like, how did you get to know about it? How did why did you appear, and finally you got into ISC by this exam? So can you tell me something about it?
Yeah, right. So yeah, I also usually get this query on everywhere, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, that nothing is there. But I would say more than enough is there. So much is there that with whatever is present, you can get into ISC like I did. So there are a lot of resources. The only thing is you should have that thing to get to the resources. Resources are there. So for example, I will share the screen. So I will quickly share my story. Okay, so when I was preparing for this GATE or whatever, I really wanted to get into IISc. So on the internet, everywhere I searched IISc, everything about IISc, even the smallest thing about IISc, because I was so mad. I really wanted to get there. So I accidentally, landed upon this very old video, which is, I don't know, which is uploaded by some person, and it has this title, "The Forget Aspirant Something," and so it was given by Professor Narhari, who was like the then chair of CSA department. And in this video, he told some 5 or 6 ways, at least not 6, but at least 5 ways to get into IISc. So there in that presentation, I got to know about JEST exam, and then I searched more about this JEST, what is JEST, and how much you should score, and so on. And that's how I got to know about it. So the only thing is that there are a lot of resources. The only thing is you have to take some effort to get into these resources. And also the next thing I want to share here is that there is very beautiful answer written on Quora about this JEST exam. And I think even if you have read this answer, the first answer I have quoted, this is by this ma'am. I think she was faculty at IISc, and she has excellently compiled all the resources which are required. And obviously some of the resources she has mentioned are even one level difficult, but if you are reading these answers, and I think that should be more than enough to clear JEST exam. I think this is everything you need for JEST, this answer. So maybe I will share this with Deepak sir.
Definitely.
Sachin sir.
We will put this link in the description.
Sure. And yeah, as I said, the only thing is that you won't get the resources. You'll have to search for them, and there are a lot of resources. For example, on Gate Overflow website itself, you might find some of the just previous year questions. So some people have written this memory based questions. So yeah, just search for it. That's it.
Right. So actually, you remind me of that quote in Hindi. There is "Jahan cha wahan ra."
Right.
So something like that. Like you were crazy for ISC Bangalore. You wanted to go there. So you were searching all the ways. How can I go there?
Right.
So that's great, Utkars. And I think because you are guiding all the students about this JEST exam, so they will not have to do that.
Right.
So the second question I want to ask you. Okay, so this is actually related to syllabus. Basically, what topics did you prepare for it? So I think that you have answered.
Right.
Along with the books you have answered.
Right. One thing I wanted to say here is that हमारे time पे gate was on 3rd February and exactly 2 weeks later JEST was there. So immediately after the gate exam I went on trip. So I did not dedicatedly prepare for JEST as such, but whatever you are preparing for gate, and that too in my gate preparation I focused more on this theoretical subject because I was more interested in it. So whatever you will prepare for gate, I think that is more than sufficient. But since you have time now, 1 month, you can go through this some resources, as I said. But anyway, if you have prepared gate very well, I think that is more than sufficient.
Right. So to all the students, because most of the students actually they have prepared for the gate exam. So I think now all you have to do is just if you are appearing for the JEST exam, of course, see there are many other exams coming. Triple IT Hyderabad exam is coming. I think BARC exam, ISI exam. So these exams are coming. I think another exam is JEST exam. So basically, whatever exam you target, whatever exam you are going to appear for, and whatever is your main I can say main focus, so please revise according to that. Okay, so as you already know, the syllabus of JEST exam is already shared with you. Yesterday I created one video, Utkars, related to this JEST exam 2023 from the point of view of computer science. So in that video, I have already told the latest syllabus of the JEST exam for computer science. So students can either watch it, or you can go to the JEST exam website, and there you can find the sample paper for theoretical computer science. Sample paper you can find. In the sample paper, the syllabus is already given. Okay, so those topics you can revise. Okay. Next point, I want to ask you. Utkars, what is the exam pattern, difficulty level, and question type? Like you are telling me that objective and subjective. So basically, there are two papers, but the exam is 3 hours. So are you saying that like there will be like in between there will be some break or something?
Yeah, I think 1.5 hour for each paper will be there, and in between two papers there will be some gap of 20-25 or half an hour. And now it depends on institute, like which score they want to consider. For example, IMSC and CMI, they might consider the subjective part score. ISC, on other hand, just considers objective part. So it depends on institutes, so how to consider the scores. But yeah, there will be two papers, and I would say subjective part will be slightly or even somewhat challenging than the objective part. I mean, it will have some rigorous theoretical questions proving something, or so if you are like very new to proving something, this proof based things, you should have some practice of these questions. And for objective, I think just go through previous year questions of this theory subjects of GATE. That should be sufficient.
Right. Actually, I just want to mention one thing about the proof techniques. You were saying that many students who are preparing for the GATE exam, they are not familiar with proof techniques, how to prove by induction. So actually, just I want to mention a small thing that in Go classes, our course starts with proof techniques. So yes. So our similarly our last year GATE 2023 course, and similarly this year GATE 2024 course, that will start with proof techniques, proof by induction, contradiction, deduction. So like that. Anyway, I just wanted to ask you. Actually, I was going through the JEST website, and there is no information about paper 1, paper 2. So they are just mentioning that there will be paper from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So can you tell me, like at your time on the JEST website, was it given that there will be paper 1, paper 2?
I don't remember that exactly, but if they have not mentioned such thing, then that break thing won't be there. So they'll be giving one paper, and immediately after that they'll be giving some other paper. So that break might not be there, but at my time that break thing was there. Like in between there was some spare time.
Okay, so basically, to all the students, break may or may not be there.
Right.
The exam will be for 3 hours, and there will be objective questions and there will be subjective questions. And Utkarsh, what about negative marking
I think yeah, there is negative marking.
for the objective
Objective,
questions?
right? For
Not
subjective,
not not for the subjective.
I mean
Like
subjective,
if
there are
if you
no.
write a if you write a wrong answer,
No,
then
no, no,
okay,
no.
okay. And what do you think about the difficulty level? Like, can you compare it with the GATE exam?
Objective, I would say same as GATE, and subjective, I would say much more tougher than GATE.
Right, subjective. I think TIFR exam that is also similar to that, right?
Right.
Okay,
TF or GS, yeah.
okay. The next thing. So, what about your result? Like when you appeared for this exam. So, what was your result?
Result as in rank you are asking? Then
Yes. Just
it was 11 rank, but I did not expect it. It is mainly because like yeah, people are not very good with writing proofs and all. So even if you know something, you can get it to that. So it is not that challenging.
okay. And the next question is, where did you apply? To all the students, I want to tell that Utkarsh appeared in the JEST exam in 2019, right? February 2019.
Right.
Okay. Then you got your result in March, I think.
Right, March, right. Yeah,
Okay. So then you applied using the JEST exam. You applied in which institute? All of them. Can you tell me like which institutes did you apply?
So just through just you can only apply for I think ISC, CMI, and IMSC. So I had applied to all of them, and I got call from all of them as well. But I attended only ISC interview, and in that only I got selected. So I skipped the rest of the interviews because ISC, as I said, it was my dream. So I did not want to make expenses, this flight expenses to go into Chennai and all. So yeah, but I think CMI, MSc, and ISC. Again, in ISC, there are two departments, right? There is something called as Computational Data Science, CDS, and CSA. Also, one general question which I get on Facebook is, since it is theoretical exam, in CSA, for example, there are three pools, A, B, and C. So pool A is about theory, pool B is about systems, and pool C is about intelligent systems. So can we use this JEST score to apply for pool B and pool C because they are non-theory kind of pools? So the answer is yes. So at least at my time, IS both CDS and CSA they accepted candidates based on JEST score, irrespective of their the pools. You can apply for any pool if you are in top 15 JEST.
So related to that, actually, there was one question. I want to take that question.
Okay.
So once you go to ISC Bangalore through this JEST exam, so basically you are going for theoretical computer science. Right. But can you switch once you go there? Can you switch to intelligent system pool?
See, that decision you have to make at the time of giving interview. For example, ISC will just shortlist you based on your JEST score, and when you'll actually go to ISC, they will give you one form to fill where you'll have to make that choice where whether you have to take you have to apply for A pool, B pool, or C pool. So just for shortlisting purpose, actually at CSA form they will give there you have to make that choice. So you can apply to any of the pools.
So that's interesting actually because this information is not available anywhere.
Right. Because CSA will conduct their own written exam, right? Based on the written exam, they will they will shortlist some people for interview. So based on just they won't shortlist you for interview. They will just give you interview call, call to ISC. In ISC, they will say they will take another half an hour round, which will be written round, and again you'll be asked some subjective and objective questions. And if you score good in that, you will get interview call. So at the time of giving that exam, you have the choice of making like if you want to apply for A pool or B pool or C pool.
Okay. Let me just make it clear.
Right.
To all the students, basically in ISC Bangalore, in the computer science department, there are three category of courses. One is theoretical computer science, in which you have courses like algorithm, discrete mathematics, graph theory, geometry topology. So those courses, cryptography, right? And there is another pool B, that is system courses like operating system, compiler design, and program analysis verification. There is another system that is intelligent system courses like game theory, machine learning, data science, and so on. So, Utkarsh, basically, you cracked the GATE JEST exam.
Right.
You was shortlisted. So you went to ISC. There you again appeared for some
For
half
one
an
more
hour
written exam. Right.
written exam.
Right.
And once you cracked that written exam in inside ISC campus, that then you basically
Yeah. Quickly
filled
after
a
that.
form.
Right. Yeah. Within half an hour. No. Before giving written exam itself, you have to fill the form, because for every pool, the written exam will also be different. Systems people will be getting different question papers, so on. So before writing that written exam, you have to make that choice that where you have to apply.
Oh, right. So
I
that is
think
actually
for
yes.
CSA, I think you use the website, right? Some application portal will be there, right? You pay some 1,000 rupees, and then you apply for that CSA, right? For IISc. So at that time, I think on portal also that option might come.
Okay, okay. So at
Yeah.
your time, basically you went to ISC and you filled that form.
Right.
Okay, okay, okay. So that's actually something good because many students they want to go to intelligence system pool or system courses. It happens like very few students they go to the theoretical computer science area.
Right.
So I think that is good to know. And another point. So. One more thing, in CMI Institute and also in the IMSC, you got this interview call you got for PhD, right?
I think it was for PhD. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So if you got selected, then basically you would go for PhD in those institutes, not other courses.
Other courses, as in MTech, is the other option, right? So again, there is always this hack, right? You can join as a PhD candidate, but if your guide agrees, you can always downgrade it to MTech research. So that is HAG. Don't know if it is applied everywhere, but at least in some of the institute, it is, you can do that. So you go as a PhD, and maybe after 2-3 years, you downgrade it to MTech research. But yeah, you don't have to rely on that option. But yeah, you can just talk to the people if that is possible. Like if you really want to do MTech only, just take as a PhD candidate admission, and then downgrade to MTech research or something. But yeah, officially you'll be joined as PhD candidate only.
That seems like a risky option because like we are not sure. You go as a PhD and you want to downgrade, but maybe if that is not possible.
Yeah, then you are stuck. Yeah.
Right. So another question. So yeah, did you have interview? So as you told, basically I wanted to ask you, did you have interview after the JEST exam in ISC? So as you said that you had interview.
Right.
There was written exam and there was interview.
Right.
So you selected theoretical computer science.
Right.
In that form, you selected theoretical computer science. Right.
Again, theoretical computer science. Again, I want to make one thing clear that this is applicable for every MTech research student. So that every MTech research student will have to give that written exam of IISc and interview. So this is just for shortlisting purposes. For example, GATE, they will call set top 500 students. Just they will call top 50 students and so on. So up to that point, after that point, everything is same for respective if you come from GATE or JEST or any some other exam. So this is like some standard process which is done by IISc, and JEST or GATE will not matter here in this process.
Okay. So can you share your interview experience?
Was it clear?
Yes, Utkarsh. Hello. I think some internet issue.
Hey, I think there is internet. Okay.
Yes.
Am I audible? Okay. Great.
Hi everyone. Please let us know. Can you hear Utkarsh and me?
Yeah, I think
are we audible?
Now I think my internet is back. Okay.
Okay. Yes. So it is working. Yes. So can you share some interview experience for MTech research?
Again, it will be theory perspective. So what happened with me is, once you get selected to this interview, you'll have to select 2 subjects on which you'll be interviewed. So for me, I picked 2 subjects which were automata and graph theory. So again, one advice here would be you have to be very smart while making this option, okay? Because when I was selecting it, I knew that most of the candidates will go for algorithms, okay? And because algorithms is taught to us in GATE, and that is somewhat easier also, right? So every time if professor is asking you question, there is high chance that it will be new question because they will not repeat a question in interview, right? So you have to expect something very new, and you have to more or less answer it in say 10 to 20 minutes, right? So first thing is you have to think how well you are in that exam. For me, I was very like comfortable with automata, so my choice one was like fixed. For choice two, I was very unsure, like what should I pick, either linear algebra, probability, or some other choice. I picked graph theory, and it turned out not that great option. So what happened with me was, yeah. So when I went into that interview room, there were I think at least 8 professors. Like a lot of professors were there. I went to the whiteboard, and then the professor who teaches automata there, he started asking questions because that was my first choice. So he asked me some questions which were not very different from GATE syllabus, like prove something, this, prove that. And after 5, 6 questions, I could answer all of those. And after 5, 6 questions, the professor who teaches graph theory, he started asking questions, and that was not that great experience. So he asked me one question, and I could not. I mean, it was like proving some graph lemma, okay, and I could not prove it in say first 5 minutes. Then I got again this professors at IISc, they're very helpful. Okay, they will give you some hints, and they'll see if you can pick those hints and continue with the proof. Okay, so one of the professors, he gave me that some hint that you can proceed in this way. I tried going in that line, and I could somehow complete that proof. Okay, and after that, the same guy, graph theory person, he asked me second question, and it was like way more difficult for me. So I could not solve it at all. So I almost gave 10 minutes of thinking on it. But then I think 1 hour of time was over. So that professor asked me that you can maybe think after the interview. So more or less, except one questions I asked, I answered every question correctly. But I was like very nervous because of that one question they will reject me. But like fortunately, I got a call. Yeah, but more or less they will be asking questions which are very much similar to GATE syllabus because they know that you have either cracked GATE or JES or something. So it will not be totally new question.
Right, right.
And other thing is, yeah, be selective while be somewhat smart while making that choice. Which two subjects you have to pick.
Okay. So basically, pick your favorite subjects in which you are very strong,
Very
because they can
comfortable.
ask you anything. They can,
Right.
and they will not ask you something new like out of the box. They
Right.
will ask you very fundamental concepts. Like as Utkarsh is saying that they were asking some statement they were asking, but they were asking the proof of it.
Right.
So in the GATE exam, many students, they just take the value, take the counter example, eliminate the options. But basically this proving something that is important in all the interviews. I think in all the whether it is MTech research interview or MTech interview, any interview in IIT, ISC, these institutes. So proving things is very important.
Right.
Okay, so and another thing, guide and area selection. So once you were selected for MTech research, then after that, did you have choice to again change your area? Like you have already chosen the area during for your interview, you have already chosen the area, but after the MTech research selection, do you have another choice that you can go to again intelligence system pool or something like that?
No, that flexibility is not there. You have to decide the pool, either A, B, C. Once you have made that choice, your pool is fixed. So after once pool is fixed, you can have the option of changing your guide. For example, you get something called as default guide, but you always have option to go to some other guide from same pool, but you cannot obviously change the pool. So from A pool, you cannot go to B or C.
Right. Okay. So during your MTech interview, if you are selecting, let's assume that you are selecting intelligent system pool.
Right.
Then basically, once you are selected after the interview, once you are selected, then you cannot change your pool.
Yeah.
But in the intelligent system pool, in that pool, you can take any professor of your choice. You can go to. There are many professors in one pool. There are many professors working on the subjects in that pool. So you can approach them after that.
Right. And you get entire semester for choosing your guide. So you can talk to any professor, and you can take some time to choose your advisor.
Okay. Yeah. And okay, and the last question, because this is very frequent question. Whenever people hear about MTech research, this word research, when it comes, then people suddenly start thinking that there will be no placements. So placements will be very bad. It is very
Right.
common thinking. Of course, this is a misconception. This is a
Yeah.
very, I can say, huge misconception.
Right.
And but this is a common thinking actually, that MTech has good placements, or I can say MTech is placement oriented, and MTech research, that word research means that placement will not be there. You will go to PhD, you will go to postdoc.
Okay.
So
Right.
this point I want to ask you, how are the placements for MTech research?
Yeah, so one thing I want to say is that for placements, there will be no discrimination. Either you are from your PhD candidate or MTech research, placement opportunities will be same. So there will be some placement cell, and that will be conducting this process of entire placement, right? So they won't discriminate if you are MTech research or MTech students. I would say, in fact, MTech research students will have more opportunities because they are somewhat specialized in one area. For example, if you are say from intelligent pool, and if you have deep knowledge of this say natural language processing, right? So those specific companies will definitely want to hire you, right? For example, in my batch, most of the intelligence system peoples, they got very good placement. And not just don't think that if intelligence system got placement, that means theory did not get. So even me, my friend from theory, all of us, we got placed in first slot itself, that too with very competitive packages. So don't feel that if you're in research course, you won't get any placement. In fact, I would say you have more chances of getting placed than regular MTech students. That is my perspective.
So
Because
actually, that same perspective I also have, because I have seen for 2 years. I have seen, I was MTech student, and many of my friends were MTech research students, and basically we were taking in 2 years, we were taking total
12
10
courses.
courses we were taking,
Right.
and in MTech research. In 2.5 years, so extra time, and they were taking 4 courses. I think you
Four,
took
yeah.
4 courses.
Right, 4 courses.
Okay.
4 to 5.
So
Yeah.
basically, in 2.5 years, you are learning 4 courses, and in 2 years, MTech student is going through 10 courses. So
Right.
definitely, it is very common that MTech research student will most probably they will have, I can say, in-depth knowledge in one particular area.
Right.
So that specialized knowledge will be there with the
Right.
MTech research students. So
Right.
definitely, like any company will prefer them. So I don't know actually, Utkarsh, I really don't know from where students are getting these misconceptions that MTech will have better placement, MTech
Right.
research will not have good placement. Like
Right.
why? Because if a student is having more knowledge in a particular field, if you are having very good knowledge, specialized knowledge you have, then definitely people will go for it. Like company is not going to say that, oh, you have more knowledge, okay, so I will not take you.
Right.
I want someone who with less knowledge. So that
Right.
will not happen, right?
Right.
So this is a very common thing. That is the reason last year we created one video, MTech versus MTech research. This video we had to create. And
Okay.
if you remember Nihar Ranjan Sahu,
Right.
so Sachin Mittal, Nihar Ranjan Sahu, and also Lokesh, they are doing
Okay.
PhD from IIT Bombay right now.
Okay.
So they were also part of this video.
Okay.
Just to aware, just to make people
Sure.
aware about MTech research opportunities.
Right.
Because
Right.
because students are not going for it. Like I have
Right.
seen that students will go for MTech in some low colleges, but they will not go for MTech research in top colleges.
Right. Right.
It happens, right?
Also, one more advantage is like, for example, Deepak, you were very interested in theory, right? But you equally hated programming things, right? So, person like you had to take courses from system pool, like say operating system or compiler, something like that, just because you were that MTech student. But MTech research student get that freedom of choosing the subjects which he is interested in. So, I would say it is uh, better in every aspect. You have that liberty, you get time, you have to do less courses. So not sure how these aspirants have these misconceptions in their mind.
So I actually, you said it correctly, that I was interested in theoretical pool. So when I joined ISC, then the first question in the orientation session, the first question I asked was that how can we go to theoretical computer science? How can we get a guide from the theoretical computer science pool?
Okay.
So in the first semester on the orientation day, I had decided that I will go to the
Okay.
theoretical computer science. And
Okay.
and of course I hated programming, and
Right.
that is the reason I was because it was mandatory that you have to select for a MTech student. That is mandatory in ISC Bangalore, that you have to select 2 courses, at least 2 courses from each pool. So, for example, I am interested in theoretical computer science, but still I have to select two courses from systems, and I have to select two courses from intelligent systems. So, Utkarsh, I always selected mathematical courses, like where
Game
there is
theory.
least amount of programming.
Right.
So, like linear algebra, probability, this course was there. I
Right.
selected that, and there were some other courses. I was basically checking that this course should have least amount of programming and more amount of mathematics.
Right.
So,
Right.
so those type of courses, yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, so one more thing,
Mhm.
just a final question.
Mhm.
How are the because actually you have already answered it, but I want to ask as a specific question, and that is,
Okay.
how are the placements for theoretical computer science student, either MTech student or MTech research student? So how are the placements for the theoretical computer science student?
Okay, but on that note, I would say there is nothing like placement for theory student or placement for system student, right? I would say you can apply on the portal. You can apply for any say companies you want, and then you'll have to write written exams for those companies, and then if you are shortlisted, you will get the interviews, like set of interviews, 3 interviews, or so on. So one advantage for theory people is that they are very good in algorithms. Okay, so even if they are doing some practice of this lead code or say hacker rank of that, those kind of things, they are good with programming also. And then as such, there is like nothing for like they will only shortlist system people or only intelligent. It will be like common portal. So if you are like good at algorithms, I think that is enough to crack the interview of any company, any product based company, I would say. So, and obviously theory systems know a lot about algorithms. So this algorithmic puzzles kind of thing, they can solve easily. That is what is asked in most of the companies around. So they will not ask you say system design or some high level things. They will just ask you some algorithms questions, and if you're well with it, I think you will get a place in anywhere,
Okay.
even Google, I would say.
Right, right. So I think we have covered all the points related to JEST
Right.
exam and opportunities through JEST exam. From beginning till the end, we have gone like from getting to know about JEST exam to getting the placement after the MTech research in ISC.
Right.
So I think all the points we have covered. We will take students' doubts now.
Sure.
Some good doubts are there in the chat.
Okay.
I will take them. But
Mhm.
before that, very important point I want to
Okay.
discuss, and that is
Okay.
related to this JEST exam. Are they going to take are they going to in ISC Bangalore, in the computer science department or CDS department, CSA or CDS, are they going to take students through the JEST exam this year in 2023? Because you went to ISC in 2019 through JEST exam, MTech
Right.
research.
Yeah.
These facts I want to make it clear to the students so that they know
Right.
that what is happening here. So in 2019, through JEST exam, Utkarsh went to ISC Bangalore and in computer science department MTech
Mhm.
research program. In
Okay.
2018 also, in 2018 also, Utkarsh is saying that one student went into ISC CSA department in MTech research program.
In 2020 as well.
In 2020 also, I think just Rishikesh, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Apart
So
from Rishikesh, I think 3-4 people they took
three,
that
four
admission.
people.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So that is important to note that there in 2020 through JEST exam, 3, 4 students, they went to ISC Bangalore Computer Science Department for MTech research, right?
Yeah. That is correct. Yeah.
Okay. So what happened in 2021 or 2022? Like, do you have information about 21 and 22? Do you have that information?
As of now, I don't have, but I have asked one of my juniors, so I'm waiting for the reply from him. Once I get the reply, maybe I will forward it to you, Deepak, and you can forward that to the students, right?
Okay. And what about 23, like this year, current year?
Right, yeah, yeah. Somebody on LinkedIn or mail, some of the gate aspiring mailed me that he, I think, mailed ISC authority about whether they are planning to take the candidates based on the test score. But I would say this admission people, right? The person who has written that reply, he might not have much knowledge of what is test. It is more or less dependent on each of these departments. For example, CSA department has own set of employees which will be taking care of these things. Okay, so it might happen that physics might not take candidates to just this year, but CSA can take. So more or less, since I don't see any reason for CSA to not accept candidates based on just because, as I said, in last 2 to 3 years, they have received a lot of good candidates to this just exam only. So I don't see any reason to not accept this just score this year. But yeah, tomorrow maybe I'll confirm from CSA office itself and CDS office itself.
Okay.
So
So to all the students, I want to say our Go classes student Shabuz Mehti, the name is Shabuz Mehti. So he mailed the admission sale of ISC Bangalore related to JEST exam. Like will ISC Bangalore will ISC Bangalore shortlist students for MTech research program based on JEST score? So the reply actually was that they will shortlist through JEST exam. They will shortlist, but only for PhD, not for MTech research. This was the reply from admission cell. But the important point is that as Utkarsh is saying that these admission cell people, they are not much aware about the JEST exam, or maybe computer science department people, what they are thinking that we should know, right?
right.
Utkarsh, right?
Yeah, this admission people, they are central authority, and this is like very much dependent on what every department has to do. So we should ask very specific question, very specific authorities. We should be asking these questions.
So, to all the students, I want to mention that tomorrow we will provide you the data for 21, 22, and 23. We will ask the CSA department, the authorities in the CSA department. We have already sent them a mail, and also in ISC there are some students, there are some juniors who are known to us. So we have asked them that they will also do some inquiry about it, and whatever information we get from the computer science department authorities related to JEST exam and MTech research program, we will provide you that information. Tomorrow we will provide you. Okay, so today we can just say that please wait till tomorrow. We will provide you the exact information from the computer science department of ISC Bangalore, right?
That sounds great. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to provide you this information. This information, you don't have to worry about it. But let's assume, Utkarsh, let me just assume that by any chance ISC computer science department does not shortlist students for MTech research program through JEST. Then should a student write JEST exam?
Yeah, why not? As I said, apart from ISC, there are these two good options, right? For example, CMI is there, IMSC is there. So it is always good to keep those options open. As I said, the CMI is better than even ISC in some of the research areas. So it is not that only ISC should be the target. Even CMI, MSc, they are equally important. So, and even if you don't want to go to CMI or MSc, just write that exam. There's no harm in writing the exam, right? So you should go for it. And I would say 99% there is chance that CSA must be accepting the candidates to just exam. But yeah, let's make it confirm. Let's confirm it tomorrow.
Right. We will confirm it tomorrow. I just want to say to all the students, like, write the exam. This is a good exam. The question quality is very good. I have already checked their sample paper. Utkarsh, the questions are really good, and some subjective questions, some objective questions. So basically, the mixture of the question is very good, and I can say almost to the level of the GATE exam, or I can say between GATE exam and TIFR exam. So the level of questions is very good, and if you write this exam, then definitely if you get a good rank, like Utkarsh got All India rank 11 in the JEST exam 2019, and one of the junior of Utkarsh, Rishikesh, he got All India rank 1, right?
Yeah. Right.
All India rank 1. He is also in ISC Bangalore. Currently, he is doing his MTech research in the computer science department.
PhD.
He is doing PhD.
Yeah.
Okay, so he did not take MTech research.
No, he opted for PhD only.
Okay. So he was interested in PhD.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Yeah. From the beginning.
One question: if one student want to go for PhD in ISC Bangalore, then should he have? Let's assume he has cracked JEST exam, All India rank 1 he has got. Okay. Then should he have this MTech degree?
Okay, you mean MTech degree is it required to get into PhD course? Is it?
Yes.
No. Even after BTech, for example, Rishikesh himself, he is a he did undergraduation from IIT Delhi, and after that he directly joined a direct PhD. So MTech degree is not required as such. You can directly join for PhD based on JET score or GATE score.
Okay, after BTech, you can directly go to ISC for your PhD in computer science department,
Right.
and through the JEST exam. So JEST exam will definitely give you many benefits. If you
Right.
crack the JEST exam, then you can show it on your resume.
Right.
It will give you more confidence that you have cracked the JEST exam. If you are getting a good rank, maybe top 10 or single digit, double digit, some good rank if you are getting, then that definitely will give you some confidence.
Exactly.
You can basically you will have these backup opportunities. You can go for PhD. If not MTech research, of course, tomorrow we will confirm if there are some MTech research opportunities through the JEST exam in ISC Bangalore. That we will confirm. But other than that, there are PhD opportunities in ISC Bangalore, CMI, and IMSC. So these opportunities also you can keep as a backup. As a backup, you can keep these opportunities. There is no harm in it.
Right.
Okay. So I think we have covered everything, and let me take some doubts, Utkars. So if there is some,
Mhm.
so like Shabuz Mehti, he mailed to ISC related to this JEST exam confirmation. So he has written a comment that first crack it. So yeah, so that is a good point. Like you go to the exam, it is very similar to your GATE exam. You go to the exam and crack it. It will give you confidence. Okay, you if in future if you go to some interview, you can say that I cracked GATE exam, I cracked JEST exam. So that will also increase your chances will increase that you will crack the interview.
Right.
So let me see if there is any other doubt.
Also, the point you mentioned, Deepak, about resume, writing on resume, that is excellent point. Again, I want to say is that all India rank is very misleading term here, because just only bunch of candidates they take just. So, for example, say only 1,000 people are taking this exam. So it is not really all India rank, but you know it, I know it. Not the person who is reading your resume knows it, right? So you can proudly write all India rank 11, and nobody knows about it. So yeah, that is another advantage of writing just exam.
Okay, so the competition is this sorry competition is less compared to the GATE exam. In the GATE exam, 1 lakh students are appearing in the GATE exam, but in the JEST exam, I think 1,000, 2,000 students will appear.
Yeah, it should be in that range only. Yeah, not more than that.
Right. So competition is less, and opportunities are good. So like what else someone needs, I think.
Right.
So that is all you need. Less competition and good opportunities, right? So I'm just going through some comment. If there is some very important comment, then we can answer it. Else we can just stop the session.
Sure.
So you can also check, Utkars, if you find some comment that you want to answer on the Go Classes YouTube channel. Can you?
Sure. Let me open it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right. So if you have some like if you want to answer some very good doubt, then you can do that.
Sure.
So Zahid is asking, will you get stipend? Stipend will you get?
As I said, after the screening part, right? No matter whether you come from JEST or GATE, stipend is same for everyone. You get 12,400 for MTech research candidate, and 30,000 for PhD candidate.
Okay, so Zahid, you will get a stipend, so don't worry about it. If you go for MTech or MTech research, then you will get 12,400 stipend you will get. And for PhD, you can check, I think 34, 35,000 somewhere. I think you can check that around 34, 35,000 you will get if you go for PhD. Another doubt, MTech research is for 2.5 years. So can you confirm?
Yeah, it varies from 2 years to 3 years. So usually, I think now for a CS department, they have upper cap of 2 years. That means you have to do it within 2 years. But if not, you can take 6 months more. But it may vary from 2 to 3 years, but surely not more than 3 years. In the worst case, 3 years. I would say on an average, you can complete it in 2.5 years.
Yes.
But you are expected to do it in 2 years, but you can take more time if required. That's it.
Okay. So in our batch, I think there was Manasvi. You may remember. So
Yeah.
I think so she completed her MTech research in 2 years.
Right.
But I think most of the students they take I think 2.5 years.
Yeah, one of my batchmates even completed in 1.5 years. So even that is possible. If you're that smart, you can do it in 1.5 years as well. Yeah.
Okay. So, but I think on average, can we say that 2.5 years?
Yeah, 2.5 years. Because you are expected to publish some good result somewhere, right? So that is not very easy process. Even if you plan to do it in 2 years, it might happen that writing part, you have to write a thesis, right? Some 40-50 pages thesis. It might take some time. So it is not like they are stopping you for 2.5 years. You are choosing to stay for extra 6 months. That's the case.
Okay. So can you check some doubts? Can you answer some queries? Because I want to make sure that people get to know about this exam so that people go to these top institutes.
Right.
Utkarsh, actually this happens. People will go for some I can
Lower
say
IITs or
lower
lower-
ranked college.
Right.
They will go for MTech in lower ranked college, but they will not go for MTech research in the top colleges or a PhD in the top colleges. So I hope that after this interview, maybe some more students will be inclined towards CMI, IMSC. So these
Right.
So can you check some doubt? Let's not.
Pratik is asking how should the practice should be for just previous year questions are not available. As I said, Pratik, they don't publish their questions anywhere, but I would say if you are solving previous year GATE questions which are available in GATE or Flow textbook, that should be the reference. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Actually, if you see the sample questions, the link I will provide in the description. I will provide the link of the sample paper, or you can go to the JEST website.
Right.
There, this TCS means Theoretical Computer Science, not the TCS company. So TCS sample paper is there. You can click on it and you can check the questions. I have gone through the questions, and the questions are exactly similar to the GATE exam. Basically, the only difference is in the GATE exam, the same question will come as a numerical answer type. In the JEST exam, the same question is coming as a proof that this will happen. So it is happening. So the questions are very similar to the GATE exam. Please check out the sample paper. Please do that. Go through the sample paper. The questions are exactly similar, or I can say very beautiful questions, similar to the GATE exam. So I think if you for the last 10 years, GATE PYQs, if you revise, if you go through the go through the syllabus, of course stick to the syllabus of the JEST exam, because in the JEST exam syllabus you don't have operating system, compiler design. These things are not there in the JEST exam syllabus. So whatever topics, whatever subjects are there in the syllabus, you please solve the last 10 years GATE exam questions of those subjects. Okay, I think that will be fine.
Right.
So this objective exam, is this online, offline? This subjective exam?
Everything is offline.
Everything is offline.
Yeah.
Okay, Zahid, everything is offline. Subjective, objective, both of them are offline.
Somebody is asking, Surya is asking, can you please name MIT lectures on Automata? I'm not sure of MIT, but if you have heard of Shai Simonson, he has great lectures. I think there are 20 lectures or so, and they are like really good to answer any questions in any interview, IIT or IISc, I think. So Shai Simonson, I would suggest.
Actually, I will suggest someone from NPTEL. So I forgot the name of the professor.
That lady is there.
Professor.
One lady is also there.
IIT Madras professor,
Right.
Professor Kamala Kirtivasan is also there.
Yeah.
But there is another series on NPTEL on theory of computation. I forgot the name of the professor, but that complete series I have watched. Basically, I have watched Sai Simonson series also I have watched, but that particular series is very excellent. So maybe I will put the link of that playlist, NPTEL playlist on automata theory. There is a brilliant playlist. So from from one professor, I forgot the name, but that link I will put. Okay. So I think most of the doubts related to the JEST exam we have covered. let me just quickly check. Sir, I filled PhD. During so Utkarsh, during the application form, I was also checking this just application form. You have to fill either PhD or integrated PhD. Like, what should we choose?
So again, if you have done MTech, that is then you can select PhD. But you just have, if you're just BTech candidate, then MTech integrated PhD is the choice for you because
Okay.
yeah.
So select integrated PhD. Okay. When you will it matter? Like if I select PhD, like because anyway the test
won't
exam
matter.
is not going to change.
Right. It won't matter.
It won't matter much, but if you are if you have already filled the application form, then that is fine. Whatever you filled, PhD, integrated PhD, that is fine, no problem, don't worry about it. But if you are going to fill now, then you can you can fill the integrated PhD if you do not have masters. And if you have masters degree, then you can fill the PhD, but it will not matter because it is a exam, it is a just exam. So it is not going to matter what you filled.
Somebody is asking what is the difference between MTech RA through GATE and MTech Research by JEST. Again, let me say this, that there is no discrimination between these courses. Okay, this JEST or GATE or any other, even if they introduce some new exam, that is just for shortlisting purposes. Once you shortlisting, everything is same. Let it be stipend, the written exam, the interview, everything, the courses will be taking, the placements will be getting, everything is same. There is no difference as such.
Okay. So yeah, I think all the comments that I can see, I think we have answered all of them.
Right. And also don't think that this is some back door through which you can easily get into ISC, because ultimately remember that you'll have to give the interview, right? And there'll be some 8 to 9 very good professors, they'll be sitting in front of you and they'll be asking you interview. So this is not like going to be cakewalk. If you are thinking that hello gate is very difficult, now we can go to ISC through just, it is not like that. Ultimately, if you are good, then only you can you can crack that interview. Otherwise, it is going to be difficult.
Okay, so let's conclude the session, Utkarsh. Thank you so much for joining, and a lot of information you have shared with the students. Actually, what information you shared, some of that information is not available on the websites, on the official websites. Some of that information is not available. So that is, I can say, precious information that you have shared with all the students, and definitely it will definitely help some students, because sometimes gate exam goes bad. If your gate exam did not go very well, then you can definitely consider these opportunities. Again, I just want to say that tomorrow we will give you the confirmation whether ISC Computer Science Department is going to take MTech research students through JEST or not. That confirmation we will give you tomorrow. Please don't worry about it. We have basically we have sent mail to the Computer Science Department, and that confirmation will come, and we will let you know. And also, but regardless of that, like whether MTech research program, ISC MTech research program, takes JEST students or not, regardless of that, you should, I think you should appear for the JEST exam. The reason is very simple, that it will, it will give you a lot of confidence when you get a good rank, single digit, double digit, or maybe top 50 rank. If you are getting, then it will definitely give you good confidence, and you can show it in your resume, or you can mention it in your interview, in the future interview for IIT ISC Bangalore. In any interview you can mention it. Okay, it will definitely give some good impression about you. And the most important part, that is, you can go for PhD. Okay, in CMI, IMSC, and ISC Bangalore, you can go for PhD in computer science. These are brilliant institutes. So please consider that option, because PhD, anyway, MTech research is 2.5 years. Okay, so PhD is almost 5 years. So it will not, of course, like it's just that the difference is almost 2 years, or 2 or 3 years difference is there. But the PhD opportunity is very, I can say, great opportunity. PhD from these top institutes, then a lot of I can say a lot of doors will open for you as career wise. Okay, so please consider this JEST exam. and share with all the students, because many students, they when the gate exam does not go well, then many students, they get demotivated. So please share with all those students about this GEST exam, so that they can also they can also find some, I can say, some other way to join these big institutes. Okay, so that is the conclusion from my side. Utkars, can you do you have any final points? Then we can.
Yeah. First thing I want to convey is many of you mailed me or sent query on LinkedIn. So I would go through one by one. Like I will reply you soon. I was busy in some other tasks. And also, if some of you, if you get some query in future, you can connect to me on LinkedIn. I'm very active there. I will surely reach to you. And yeah, I would say all the best. Like prepare for GATE very well. You have almost 25 days, and apart from just sorry for just, and apart from just also there are like a couple of other exams. Like I said, CMI has their own, I think, entrance exam. Just check that out. ISI exam is there. Triple IT is there. So I would say there are a lot of opportunities if you're screwed up in the GATE. Just no, it is the right time to start that preparation, and not to worry about that GATE rank. Okay, so yeah, best luck for any of these exams, and I hope to see you in this great institutes in very like in near time, right? Yeah, that's
So I just want to say, we will put LinkedIn, link of Utkarsh in the comments of this video. You will find. So if you have any doubt, particularly if you want to ask Utkarsh, then you can connect with him on the LinkedIn. The link we will put in the comments. We will put the link, and all the other links, some links. Utkarsh, I think
I will share with you.
Yes. So we will put all the required links that we have discussed in this session. Those links also we will put in the description or in the comments. We will put. You can check it out. Okay. So thank you everyone. Please share this video with as many students as possible, with all the GATE computer science students, or basically all the computer science students. Please share this video so that people get to know about this exam and the opportunities through this exam. Okay, so it might help someone. You don't know, you never know that someone will get benefited by by this GEST exam. So if you share this video with all the people. So thank you so much for joining this session, and Utkarsh, thank you so much for joining this session and sharing your this information, this valuable information with all the students. So thank you so much, and now I think now we can end this session.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks a lot, everyone. Yeah.
Okay.